welcome. I am unapologetically Eric. You can reach me on X at Eric Not Sorry or on Facebook at Unapologetically Eric. If you like this episode, please give it a like, share, tell your friends, and check out my other episodes. Do not keep me your dirty little secret. I hope you enjoy. Now let's get on with the show. Welcome back. How's everybody doing? I hope you're doing well. For me, I am caffeinated, medicated, and never regulated. So let's fucking go. Hey, Connecticut residents. How you doing today? How you doing? Things going well? Well, things are going to get so much better. So I've been seeing on the socials recently a House bill that came up in January here in Connecticut. I heard nothing about until recently. And I want to inform you about it. Because do you want to be like San Francisco? Because I sure don't. So here in Connecticut, there is a House Bill 7033, HB7033. This is a search on Grok, and so this is the synopsis I'm going to read for you. Is a proposed legislation in the Connecticut General Assembly, which is always full of bangers, for the 2025 regular session, which convened on January 8th, 2025, and is set to adjourn on January 4th, 2025. The bill aims to prohibit municipalities, I think I said that right, from imposing penalties on homeless individuals for performing life-sustaining activities on public land. Really? Interesting. Now, some people would say, well, if somebody is homeless, well, they should not be penalized for simply being homeless. Well, okay. I concur. Sure. If you're homeless, yeah, you don't deserve to get, you're homeless. It sucks for whatever the reason. I feel bad for them, it sucks. But what is life-sustaining activities on public land? Now, let me see here. So the bill seeks to protect homeless individuals from municipal penalties for activities such as sleeping, eating, or other life-sustaining actions conducted on public property, addressing concerns about criminalizing homelessness. Now, I understand that a homeless person shouldn't, nor anybody, should be penalized for eating or sleeping on a bench. I mean, I get it. You need a nap, But what is other life-sustaining actions? I mean, an empty prostate is a happy prostate, so is jerking off on a public bench considered life-sustaining action? Yeah, he's just trying to prevent prostate cancer. What is life-sustaining actions, people? I'm not talking shitting. Shitting is a life-sustaining action. I mean, it is. Go ahead, hold it in your poop. Tell me how it works out for you. It won't work out well, right? You kind of have to shit. So if kids are playing on a park and somebody's got to take a dump and they just drop trow and take a dump, that's not a problem, right? It doesn't matter. It's in front of your kids. It's life-sustaining actions. Don't be a bigot. People... The bill is sponsored or supported by several Democrat legislators. Wow, that's a fucking shocker. I'm not even going to say. Just Lori Sweet, Eleni Michael Shannon, Saud Anwar, Hubert Delaney, Rebecca Martinez, Tony Scott, Reyes, Nicholas Menepes, I don't even care. All these Democrats support this because it feels good. They're homeless. We shouldn't penalize the homeless. But there's one thing you need to remember, folks, about every person that is supporting this bill, regardless of what any homeless person may or may not do, these people don't have to deal with it. They live in the nice sections of town. Yeah, they're not going to have a problem with homeless people. No, that's for you and me, the fucking rest of us. They're not worried about homeless people sleeping down the street from them. That's not a problem for them. That's for you and me. Okay, so the status of the bill, yeah, it's up for debate and all that shit. But the reason why I wanted to talk about it, folks, is because there is legitimately, do you want to become San Francisco here in Connecticut? I mean, I'm dead serious. San Francisco, there is an app you can download when you're, I don't know, anywhere, but in San Francisco, there is an app that will tell you where human feces are. I am not joking. And this is not a new app. This app has been out for years because the homeless problem in LA and San Francisco and California is a fucking nightmare. But because people are literally crapping so often and in so many places, there is an app where you can go to monitor where poo is when you are walking, whether it's you're going out for your jog or you're bringing your kids to school or bringing them to the park. It doesn't matter. You can find an app to know where the poo is. Do you want that for Connecticut? Because again, I agree. Homeless people shouldn't get penalized for sitting on a bench eating. Nobody should. I mean, that's fucking dumb. And honestly, how often does that happen, folks? A genuine question. How often are homeless people getting nailed for eating a sandwich in public? I mean, really, how often does this happen? And then I question, why? It's just some dude eating a sandwich, bro. Like, really? Really? Or taking a nap on a bench? How often is somebody really getting harassed for that? Honestly, I don't know. I'm asking the question because I don't know. I honestly don't know. But again, I can understand, hey, buddy, you've been here for a few hours, move it along. I mean, okay. But again, what is other life-sustaining actions? If someone is an alcoholic and they don't drink alcohol for a certain amount of time, if they go on a bender at a park bench in front of your kids while they're swinging on a swing set, that's technically life-sustaining action. Because if an alcoholic goes for a certain time without alcohol, they could legitimately die. I'm not making it up. They could die. How about heroin? Heroin addicts. If somebody is addicted to heroin and they don't get a fix within a certain amount of time, they legitimately could die from withdrawals. They could. So, Democrats that support this bill, I ask you, is someone who is shooting up drugs and ultimately turning into one of those zombies I've seen videos of, and is that considered life-sustaining action? Is it? So if somebody is sitting at the bus station injecting heroin in their toes, is that okay? Are we just going to have an open-air drug den in Connecticut now, like you see in L.A. and San Francisco? I mean, I'm seriously asking. That's a genuine question, because it's true. If a heroin addict or an alcoholic, I'm sure other drugs too, but I'm aware of heroin. But if an alcoholic or a heroin addict doesn't get their drug that they need within a certain, time frame, whether it's 12 hours a day, whatever, they could legitimately die from withdrawal symptoms. So, essentially, this bill would protect someone from injecting heroin at a park or getting completely loaded on, Jackson Cokes, whatever the fuck, at a fucking park or any public area. It doesn't say park; it says public space. So you can have a drunk just walking down the street. Oh, but he's homeless. That's okay. He just did some life-sustaining activities. The dude drank half a keg. He's an alcoholic, sir. Do you want him to die? That is some of the activity in this blanket life-saving act or life-sustaining activities that would fit within that gray area. So, Democrats of Connecticut, I ask you, could you bullet point that shit a little bit harder for me? Because as I already stated, an empty prostate is a happy prostate. So if a homeless guy with a bottle in one hand and his dick in the other, he's actually making his life a little better and a little happier. So is he going to face some sort of penalty? Or is this bill going to prevent law enforcement from telling this guy to stop jerking off? I'm genuinely asking that question. Huh. I bet I won't get an answer. I bet I won't. I mean, again, I understand the homeless, somebody who's homeless, the vast majority of the people that are homeless, they're not right in the head. The vast majority. There are a lot of people that just fell on hard times, sure. But there are a lot of people that are homeless that are just, something is not right. And I'm not blaming them. I mean, maybe they were born that way. You know, maybe it's something that came on in life. Maybe they had a tragic experience or PTSD, and they just, their mind broke. And now they're homeless because they can't hold down a job because their mind's broke. Okay, fine. And again, I feel for those people. There are times where I'm coming back from the grocery store and I see the guy at the end of the highway there. You know what? I'll reach over like, dude, I don't need these bag of chips, bro. Here. You know, or I got an extra loaf of bread. Whatever. Here. You know, I'll help him out. I'm not going to give him money. I'll give him food. But I do. I feel bad for somebody like that because I don't want to be like that. And I don't want my friends or my family to be like that. I feel for these people. I do. So, yes, if somebody that's either fell on hard times or their brain is broke and they're out on the street, yeah, they shouldn't be arrested or harassed or penalized because they're just, you know, sitting somewhere having a sandwich. Or, you know, somebody like me gives them a bag of chips. They shouldn't get penalized for sitting having a bag of smart food. Yeah, obviously, that makes no fucking sense. And the sleeping on the bench, yeah, I mean, but again, that's the thing I'm focused on is what is this other life-sustaining activities? What does that really mean? And then, of course, are we going to have to circle back and update this law when the citizens are like, yo, why is that creepy guy that's like got his pants down to his knees and he's washing his asshole with the public fountain? Well, that's okay, folks. He's cleaning himself. That's sanitary. He's doing life-sustaining activities. That's okay. You should not point at that homeless person that has got his hand in his butt crack as poo is coming out in the public fountain. You shouldn't cover your children's eyes from that. He is performing life-sustaining activities. That's why I'm asking the question, folks. What is really... It's not just brushing your teeth, because honestly, brushing your teeth is good for you. It's actually good for your heart. You talk to any dental hygienist or dentist, they'll tell you brushing your teeth regularly, keeping your teeth clean is good for your heart. So they're not talking about a homeless guy that got a tube of Crest and he's using his finger as a tooth. But no, that's fine. Good for that. You know, go do that. That's not what they're pointing out. I get it. You don't want to, harass people for just eating or drinking water. But what is on that other gray area? Because like I said, alcohol, heroin, come on, folks. Do you want to be San Francisco? If you don't know, if you are completely unaware, and I'm not judging you, I'm not pointing fingers at nothing. If you are completely oblivious of the homeless crisis in LA and San Francisco, and you don't, and anything I have said here, you're like, really? Dude, look it up. Girl, look that shit up. Either go, Bing it, DuckDuckGo, fucking Ask Jeeves. I don't even know. But Google it. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. And look up that app. Look up the poo app, the San Francisco Poopy app. Or I don't know what it's called. Do you want that here in Connecticut? Because, look, I don't have a problem with a homeless guy sitting and having a sandwich and maybe taking a nap. But when he gets up and he's like, yeah, I got to take a poop. Bro, there's like woods over there. Run. You don't need to do that here at the bus stop. Because this is a children's bus stop and they don't need to see you poo. Go in the woods. Go poop in that shrub over there. You don't need to be doing that here. Oh, no. You can't harass them. If this passes, you can't do shit about that, right? Because technically, it's life-sustaining activities. You got to ask these questions, folks. Contact your Democrat leaders. Look up this bill. Look it up. HB7033. Look it up. Look into it. And contact your local leaders. Don't be rude. Don't be an asshole. Leave that to me. I'm a professional. But contact them. Don't send them emails, text, call, whatever. Harass them in a nice way and ask them, can you put in writing? This is important. Put in writing for me what is considered other life-sustaining activities, and can we remove that phrase from this bill and put in those exact activities? Because to me, that's way too broad of a statement. Way too broad of a statement. Okay? That's why I'm talking about this, folks. Contact your local leaders. Contact them. Not that they give a shit, because they're gonna ignore you and give you the finger anyways. They don't give a fuck about you. But you can kind of be a pain in their ass and contact their office. Monday through Friday. Hell, leave messages over the weekend. But again, be nice. Be nice. No need to be mean. That's my job. But find out from them, what is this? Like, what is going on with this? Because again, folks, if this passes, it doesn't matter what would now be allowed to happen and be allowed, because these people don't give a shit. It's not going to happen in their neighborhood. George Carlin used to say NIMBY, not in my backyard, right? Well, that's it with this bill. And the vast majority of bills that these people vote on, it's NIMBY. It's not going to affect their backyard. They don't give a shit. They don't care because it doesn't affect them. It affects you. It affects me. And it affects your children. It don't affect them. They're going to get in the car that somebody else drives, and they're just going to be on their phone, and they're going to drive past all this shit. And they're going to be like, oh, somebody should do something about this. And then they're not. They'll pass some other bill that affects you and me and not them. So ask them. Contact your local officials here in Connecticut about House Bill 7033. Look into it. Dig deeper. Trust me. Because they don't care about you or me. They want to pass some feel-good legislation without getting to the root cause of shit. They don't care. They don't want to get to the bottom of it. They don't want to invest money in helping these people, because if you look at LA investing in helping the homeless people, it's a scam. Yeah, it's a giant money pit out in LA and San Francisco, and that's what it'll be here. But ask these people why. Like, what else? What do you mean? Like, I understand somebody eating and drinking water and, stuff like that. Maybe brushing their teeth. Okay, yeah, all right. Nobody should get harassed for that. And taking a nap. Okay. But what else would be allowed? What else would be allowed? I'm curious. I'm very curious. So, reach out to your local officials, contact them. Don't just take my word for it. Look it up yourself. And if you got any more information on this bill, send it my way. And I will do another follow-up episode about this. And if this does pass, I will be doing another episode to clarify more information to you if I have more clear information to pass along. So, thank you for tuning in. If you like this episode, please tell your friends, like, share, follow, all that good shit. And until next time, keep being